Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Ginty and today I'm going to be talking about something I am very passionate about, which is television. Why I don't own a television, why I don't watch television, and basically why I think you should either cut back or just get rid of your television entirely. So today I'm filming from the van that I currently live in with my partner Chris and daughter Ayana. We make videos about minimalism, alternate living, family travel, and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in those things, make sure to subscribe and join us on this journey. Let's get into today's video, why I don't watch TV. So my number one reason why I don't like TV is because I think it is the biggest waste of time. Do you know that the average American watches TV seriously for 5 hours a day? And if they have children, that goes up even more. And that the average Aussie watches TV for 13 hours a week. And that actually adds up to 1 month out of the entire year spent in front of the television. Like, that's an average. So there's people watching a hell of a lot more than that. I obviously googled that, by the way. I just think that's crazy. Imagine what you could do with all of that time. Imagine the things that you could create. I just think it blows my mind. I think a lot of people watch television as a way to unwind and relax, especially after work in the afternoons. But I think there's actually a big difference between relaxation and watching television. I think television is actually quite mind numbing, and you're also still getting a lot of information coming in. There are much better ways to relax, in my opinion. My second reason is unhealthy advertising and marketing, which is impossible to escape if you are someone that watches TV. And even if you think you're not easily influenced, to some extent what you watch is going to affect you and is going to influence you. Millions of dollars is spent on marketing and advertising with the message being you need this and that you are not enough or not good enough without it. But so often, nearly all of the time, we don't truly need those things. I've found that lots of the advertisements are actually targeted at children, which I think is incredibly wrong. And lots of those ads are about fast food companies like McDonald's, chocolates, candies, and all of this other stuff that is obviously not good for our children, but really hard to keep them away from if this is what they're viewing on a day-to-day basis. I think that when we watch TV really regularly, we become quite numb to advertisements and the message that they're sending. But when you have like even small breaks from television and then go back to watching it, it literally will blow your mind. But if you don't really get where I'm coming from with the advertisements and are like, oh, they're harmless, they're just nothing, like, I really encourage you to sort of have a break from your television viewing and then go back to watching it, because honestly, like, I can't even be around advertising without being like, no, like, what is this? What is this message? The third reason why I don't watch TV is because of the drama. Everything on television, regardless of the content, is just drama fueled. It doesn't matter what sort of program you're watching, a home renovation program, reality TV, a cooking show. I don't know if you've ever realized, but those sorts of things are never what they seem to be about. It's not really about the cooking. It's about the fighting and the drama and the gossiping and the bickering. And that heavily affects us. Those are really low energy things that are bringing you down. So happy people don't sit around gossiping about each other. People content with their own lives don't bicker and talk about each other. And those sorts of programs instill really bad habits in us. We might not even notice it, but if you watch hours on end drama-fueled shows where people talk about each other, you're going to pick up some of those habits in your own life. I want to talk about reality TV because it seems to be like the biggest thing at the moment. And if you look around you and your life and your relationships, like, that is your reality. And when you watch a reality TV program, I'm sure it is not a very good representation of the life that you're currently living. That's because reality TV is in no way a reflection of actual reality. And I think the issue with that is that we start living vicariously through other people because there's so much drama and shock and fighting. It almost seems like alluring because of this excitement. My life is like, might be seemingly mundane. That's not real. But what we do is we start living through those TV shows. And I think the saddest thing about that is that it takes us away from living our own life. And I truly believe that we are all here for a reason. We all have a purpose and special gifts to share with the world. And when we're sort of lost in TV programs, we're not sharing those gifts with others. We're not connecting in our own life. The fourth reason is because television commands our attention. It is a killer of conversation. I cannot be present with someone or doing anything if the television is on, because it is so incredibly distracting. The noises, the talking, the drama, everything. It takes you away from what you're doing and, more importantly, who you're talking to or listening to. And I love nothing more than being around people I love, my friends and family, and connecting through conversation about all sorts of things. And when the television is on, it 100% takes away from that. And as a parent, it totally takes away from how I can show up and be there for my child, because it is so distracting. And to me, there's nothing more important than really connecting in play, being there and listening attentively to my daughter. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the news. And no, I do not watch the news. This seems to be kind of controversial. Every time I've talked about this in the past, people have not agreed, and that's fine. But I want to explain to you today why I don't watch the news. I think that when people hear that you don't watch the news, they sometimes make the assumption that it means you don't care about what's happening in the world. I want to be really clear that that is so far from the truth. I care so deeply about this world and the people in it. And that is actually why I don't watch the news, because the news scares me. It's so biased, it's so fear-based, and it makes me want to disconnect. And when we start fearing life, we start viewing the world as a really negative place, I think we start contributing to the problems of the world. If the news encouraged and taught me how to be a better person, how I could better contribute to this society and better connect with other people, I'd be more open to watching it. But that has literally never happened. It's always been the opposite for me. I truly believe that peace begins with each and every one of us and the actions that we do on a day-to-day basis, how we connect with the people around us and how we connect with ourselves. And when we are fearful, we don't do that very well. We are scared of that connection. So I think it's all about unity, and the news teaches us how to disconnect. It's like we versus them, and often it creates these ideas of like heroes and villains. But life is not black and white. It's not just like good and bad, and it's not all about fear and negativity and all of the horrors. Like, there's so much good in the world, and I honestly think it begins with us continuing to connect and to spread love, and that is how I feel I can most effectively create change and help other people in this world. So one of the main reasons people think it's important to watch the news, I've found, is that they think it is our responsibility to stay up to date with current affairs. I sort of get that to a degree, and I'm not someone that doesn't have a clue of what's going on in the world or anything like that. You do get information coming to you in different forms. But I think it's equally as important to understand why you want to. Is it because you want to be able to talk about these things with other people and appear to be knowledgeable about what's going on in the world? Or is it because it has motivated you to make some real changes and to help these people in need? Because often I think it's more about just knowing what's happening in the world for the sake of it and appearing knowledgeable and having superficial conversations with people in your life. Because the news has never shown me how to best help other people in need. Like, I've learned about that through experiences in my own life, through inspiring people, through books and all sorts of mediums like that, but not through the news. So yeah, I really encourage you to have a think about that and have a think about what the news is giving you. How does it make you feel when you watch it? Does it make you want to connect and to come together as people, or does it make you kind of scared of the world and want to disconnect, because I think it's a very important question to ask yourself. So that is sort of why I don't watch the news. Yeah, if I can explain myself any better, please comment below and let me know. I also want to touch on social media, because you might be thinking, yeah, that's awesome, you don't watch television, but you sure as hell watch YouTube. And I get that to a degree, but the difference with social media, with watching things online, is that we have much more volition. We have much more power to choose what we watch and who we expose ourselves to. So I'm very mindful about the people I follow, the channels I follow on YouTube. Before making this channel, we actually didn't really ever watch YouTube, and even now I'm very selective about what I am watching, because I want to feel uplifted and inspired, and I don't want to just waste my time going from video to video on YouTube and mindlessly scrolling online. So it's so important what you're watching online as well, and if you're just using it just like television, then I don't think that's great either. The reason that I'm creating content online and created this channel is because I want to encourage other families to get out, to explore more, to question what they do, to live the life that they really want to live. And if you don't get that at all from these videos, then I encourage you to question, like, even why you're watching this. Like, be very selective about what you watch. So I think that is enough for today. If you have any questions, if I can be clearer on anything, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.